Hi everyone, I'm Karen Combs and welcome to Flosstube 26. It is February 7th and it has been a while since I've been with you. I was looking at the calendar and it's been since December 19th, I think. So it's been a while, but we were away in January and I had thought about taping while we were away, but it just didn't work out. So thank you for your patience while I was gone. This is my YouTube channel, and this is specifically Flosstube, but there are also videos about quilting, and there's even a recipe video on the channel. So for those of you that are visiting the first time, you can check those out. For those of you that are returning, thank you for joining me again, and thank you for all of you that subscribe, all of you that give the thumbs up button. It's all appreciated. So I've got so much to share with you. I don't even know if we'll be able to get through it all. I'm gonna see how we're doing time-wise, may save some for next time. I feel like this camera angle's weird, but we're just gonna go with it because I've spent about an hour dressing the set, getting things kind of organized and getting things set up for you to see. And it's like, okay, enough, just take off. So let's go. A few things from last time. I had some questions. Last time I showed you the needles. I had mentioned that I really like using the pony needles, but I was having a hard time finding them. And I found these Singer needles at Hobby Lobby that looked to me to be very similar. So I've been using both. So here's the Singer, here's the pony. And I had some people mention if you're looking for the pony needles, Silver Needle has them. Also Fat Quarter Shop and Starlight Stitchery all have the pony needles. So I'm going to put links to that in the description. So those of you that are looking for the pony needles, that's a place to find it. Also, we're going to talk about Lugana in a minute. I'll come back to that. I had shown my Sarah Milthrop, which I did not work on while we were gone, but here she is. There we go. And the reason I'm showing it to you is we had Pam mentioned. Let's see, it's right down here. See if I can do this. Right down in here, missing a leaf. And thank you. I think what happened is I had run out of floss right there and was going to come back and grab it because I was working over here. But thank you for mentioning that because it happens. We all know it happens. And poor Sarah, I messed up her name. I left off the L, so I've got to figure out what to do. I haven't gone back to her. Probably we'll take it out. I don't know. I love this. I'm going to get back to it, but wanted to mention that. Thank Pam for pointing that out. And Michelle, let me see where I can put this. Michelle mentioned something, and I did this in my quilting classes, mentioned it in the quilting classes, and it's an excellent suggestion. Michelle mentioned taking a photo of your work to catch mistakes. And I think what happens with me sometimes is I don't lay it out when I go to move the hoop. And that's where I don't catch something. So I'm going to make a practice of, when I take the hoop off, lay it out, check it out, and that way I'll catch things. But also taking a photo. If you're working on a quilt, working on something, that's an excellent way because something about that photo, you just catch it. So thank you for that. Let's see, I'm going to talk about that when we get to haul. But the other thing I wanted to share was Esther, and I took this with me while we were gone down to Florida, and I did not work on it. I will show you what I did work on, and I have two finishes, but this is Esther. And did I write it down? I had someone mention that Lori, the owner of Not Forgotten Farm, that she had the picture of her sheep, Esther, on her blog for years. And there's Esther. And when Esther passed away, that Kathy Barrick created this and dedicated it to the beautiful sheep Esther. So thank you. I did not write down who mentioned that to me, but thank you for sharing that. And also, Esther, I shared with you a couple floss tubes ago that when we were at Hobby Lobby, Sue of Stitches She on Instagram shared her Esther on Murky. Stunning. And I will link to Sue's Instagram. I mean, she shared a lot of her work. Amazing. And so I decided to do Esther on Murky, and I showed you this. I started, here's the start, and I didn't like how the green was fading in there. Well, Sue went ahead and posted her conversion because she did change some of the DMC floss to darken it a little bit. So she put that on her Instagram. So if you're interested in doing Esther on Murky, you can go ahead and take a look at that. And, oh, what just fell? Something. I did change some of the things to her conversion, and then I decided to use cayenne for the red, and I'm using, I think, bullfrog. So I'll show you. I didn't get very far, but I did get a start on it. So it is, where I started was the bottom here. I got this, I got a couple legs, got the bottom little banner. So here it is. Where is it? There we go. So I really like how that red looks there. That's, is it Weeks Cayenne and then the bullfrog. So I'll be working on that, but did want to mention the story about Esther and also the conversion. So if you're thinking of using a darker linen, then what's recommended, Sue graciously put the conversions. Where am I going to put this? There we go. So I wanted to mention those two things. There's a few floss tubes. I watched several while I was gone, and we were gone to the villages. I'll kind of come back to the floss tubes, but we were snowbirds for the first time ever. I was excited about that. So we were gone for the month of January, and we rented a place in the villages, and that's south, just south of Ocala, about 60 miles or so. The reason we went to the villages is my husband loves golf, and so he could play, and he did almost every day we were gone. He loved it, and there are a lot of groups, and I was able to find some wonderful stitching groups, and I was able to go 2 to 3 times a week. I could have gone 5 days a week, but I kind of focused on 2 to 3 times a week, meeting in different areas with different stitchers, and there were some people knitting, crocheting, making beautiful baskets, beading. I loved it, and they were so gracious, so welcoming. And I want to say, any of you that are watching, I love my time there. I can't wait to come back. But we did that, and also while we were gone, I was able to meet up with Ellen, who's part of the Tudor Rose online guild. We had a lovely time chatting. We met for coffee. It was great. Also was able to meet my friend Joan, who's a quilter, quilt teacher. She and I wrote a book together, a quilting book. So had dinner with Joan and her husband, my husband and I, and the two of them. And we had dinner, and then Joan and I and her friend Nellie went to the Quilters Marketplace, which is had lots of vendors, and that was fun to go to as well. So had a really good time. But I did watch some floss tubes while I was gone, and you'll see the influence of one of them in my haul. Oh my goodness. That's the problem when you're away, and I brought 4 projects with me, thinking that will be fine. I can rotate, and I was really focused on one of them because I wanted to finish, and I did finish that one. But I missed my stash, and so I ended up ordering several things. Yeah, you'll see that in a minute. But the floss tubes, couple that I wanted to mention, Mrs. Flossy, Amy, is Mrs. Flossy, and I'll put a link to those. She had kind of a recap of Sampler Symposium with Diane, and who is the Woodpecker's Daughter on Instagram, and also Contented Needleworker Kim. Wonderful floss tube, so I enjoyed that. I'll put the link there. And then also Tara Sullivan has, I think I just watched her second floss tube. She had done another one, and now she's doing this one called Sully Stitches. Fantastic. So I enjoyed that as well. So I'll put the links to those. So I don't even know where to go. There's just stuff everywhere. So let me show you a couple things I picked up at an antique store. Now this jar I picked up locally. It's a big one, see? It's bigger than my head almost. And I have filled it with some antique spools. So when I go to antique shops, I do look for these wooden spools, and I'm not going to pay a fortune for them. So I just kind of fill it as I go along. And I did find a little antique shop while we were down in Florida that I picked up about 3 or 4 bags of the spools that were just $1 a piece. So I'll keep filling this up, but I just have that set out in my sewing room. Let's see if I can set it down, and it's just so pretty. The other thing I found while we're in Florida, the antique shop, look at this. This is a little pin cushion that's silk. It is worn. It's probably over 100 years old, but it's just tiny. A little basket. So I found that. I'll keep that out of the sun because it looks like it has been in the sun. I found that. And then at an antique shop here, let me back up. I keep my Kohana scissors in this scissor holder with some of the scissor fobs. Boy, that's dusty, sorry. And I keep that because it just looks nice and keeps them all together. Got a laying tool there. So I've got that on one of my tables in my sewing room here, but I did find this at a local antique shop. It's a huge flower frog. And what I did is I put some of those smaller scissors in here. And I've got that setting on the table, and it's just so pretty. So if you're at an antique shop, and a lot of times they'll have flower frogs that you put flowers in, but this one was big, and I thought I can put some of my scissors in there. So that's what I've done there. So I wanted to show you that. All right, so yeah, that part of the table taken care of. I'm going to show you the finishes because one of the questions I had relates to that. So a big finish. This was big. I started this in July last year. This is Live on Little by Plum Street. And, oh, it's not the first one. Here, let me reach over. I need to keep my pen out of the way. Get those. That's one reason when we'd be working on quilts, I would always recommend just using a pencil, not a pen. Oh, hold on. Oh, and then everything's going to fall because I moved something. Here's my finish. This is Live on Little. I'm so excited to get this finished. Let me stand up. There it is. I did darken the star up here, the sun star, darkened that. Did darken the colors of the church and the birds just because they blended in too much because I changed the linen to, I think it's 40 count Maritime White by Lakeside. And I added a mariner's compass instead of the mermaid. Let me see if I can get that without too much. Right in there. So there it is. I loved working on this, and I think in one of the videos in September I talked about the significance of the sailboat that I did the colors of my dad's sailboat. What is showing up there that looks white? Oh, okay, I guess nothing. And I love the house. I just love everything about it. So that was a big finish, and mostly while we were gone, that's what I worked on. Now let me figure out where I'm going to lay this, where I don't have to re-iron it to take it to the framers. Okay. Sorry, I'm all over the place, and I knew I would be, so. Here's the other finish that I finished last night. And last night I had 2 Zoom meetings. I had one with the Queen City Stitchers Guild, which I'll be going to a workshop with Nickel Apartment in May. And so they have started doing stitch-ins twice a month. So I was able to join them last night, and it was lovely. Can't wait for the next one, which is, I think, in a couple weeks. They do first Monday and third Thursday, I think. I'm sure on their website, and let me make a note to add that. So once I left Queen City's little stitch in, because I was able to stay there about 45 minutes, because then I was able to join in with the Tudor Rose Guild, which meets, Stitching Guild, which meets the first Tuesday of every month, and there's our Zoom meetings. We had a wonderful program last night. Claudine Hansen, wonderful. Where was I going with this? Oh, I finished the second finish last night during the meeting. And I will put the link to Tudor Rose as well. So if you're looking for an online group to join, I would recommend both of those. I know there's other ones which I have joined recently, and I'll kind of give you a report after I've been to their meetings. But it's an excellent way to join in, especially if they're further away and you can't go in person. And I know Renee joined us last night at Tudor Rose, and she put in the chat that she was there because I recommended Tudor Rose, so she was visiting last night. So thank you, Renee, for joining us. We had a good group last night. It was excellent. And I finished this. So it's like roundabout. What are you talking about? This is the finish. Blackbird. The winter is past. And I did this on 28 count Lugana. Let me get my book, because I can't remember which one. I did this one on cream, no, 25 count cream Lugana, and use the called for floss. And what I'm looking at is my book of days, and I'll show that in a minute. I don't want to keep jumping around. So here are the colors of the floss. They're just so beautiful. Oh, look at that. I love that. And I did it 1/1. It's so pretty. I made a couple little changes here and there of the motifs, and I did put 2024. I almost said 2004. So here it is. Winter's past. I'm not sure how I'm going to finish that yet. I thought about putting it in a frame. I'm just looking at it. It's 1/1, so it's, you can see my hand there. It's a nice size. So I just think that turned out so pretty. And that leads us back to the question I got last time, because I was showing this and talking about how much I was enjoying stitching 1/1 on Lugana. And I had a question from, okay, I know it's here. Jackie asked, why Lugana? And why are you picking certain projects to do 1/1? So the Lugana, had to kind of look it up, because I know why I like it, but I wanted to give the specifics. Now, Lugana is an even weave, where linen might have some thinner and some thicker threads. Even weave is more consistent. So especially doing 1/1, or if you're transitioning from Aida to linen, even weave is a good transition, or just work on it. It's beautiful fabric. Even weave is a higher count than Aida, but usually 25, 28, and 32 count. So those are going to be the counts in even weave. It can be stitched like linen, over 2, but you can also do over 1 as in linen. And you're wondering, why isn't she talking about Lugana? Why is she talking about even weave? Well, even weave is the type of, it's not linen, type of fabric. It's even weave. It's typically a cotton rayon blend. Now, Zweigart makes 52% cotton, 48% rayon. That's Lugana. So Zweigart makes Lugana. And Witchell makes Joblin. And Joblin is 51% cotton, 49% rayon. So very similar. But if somebody asks, what's the difference between Lugana and Joblin and even weave? Even weave just means it's the type of fabric that's even woven, and it's cotton and rayon. Just going to show you so you can see. It's cotton and rayon. It's the threads are evenly woven, and Lugana is Zweigart, Joblin is Witchell. So you could use either one. Very similar, just 1% off in the type of fiber. I almost said Lugana. Even weave has a consistent texture. And it can be a little stiffer, but this is Lugana, so it's by Zweigart. I found it very soft. It wasn't stiff at all. So it can be a little stiffer, but I found it was not. I enjoyed working with it. Linen is made from flax, so totally different fiber. It's higher count, and it can have some natural irregularities, like the slubs that you will see. I'll point those out. Sometimes you get thick and thin threads. That just lends to the look between linen and even weave. Maybe more information than you wanted to know, but I found it interesting because a lot of times I use the term Lugana interchangeably with even weave, and it really should be even weave fabric, and Lugana is the brand. Well, Zweigart's the brand, but you know what I'm saying. So anyway, I loved working on this even weave, which was Lugana. Loved it. So here it is. I'm going to show it one more time. And why did I enjoy it? I could see the holes easily. The threads looked rounded to me. Now, I still use my higher reading glasses. And I've mentioned that before. I used a 4.0. On some really tiny things, I use 5.5. But that's me. Everyone's eyes is different. I have a friend who's a little older than I am, and she's had LASIK surgery. She's had cataract surgery, and she doesn't need any glasses at all. So, I got to have glasses. So your eyes, all our eyes are different. So try, if you are wondering what magnification, I like the higher readers, which I've talked about before, and given you the links in some of the past videos about those. Let me see if I can zoom up so you can see how those threads are kind of, to me, they're just rounded. Where's my camera? I don't know how close we can get. Can you see that? So that's why I enjoy working on it. The other question that Jackie, I think it was Jackie, had about that. Yes. How do you pick your project? Well, this one worked out well for 1/1 because look at how the motifs are separated. I started doing something 1/1 that had a house, and it became so packed and so tight, I didn't like the look of it. So I think what, at least for me, in personal choice, I like looking for things that have a little bit more motifs that are a little more separated. May change my mind on that, but that's where I'm at right now. So that's what I'm looking for when I go to my next 1/1. Going to look for something like this, where the low motifs are a little more separated. So that was a long explanation, but I did have that question. And this is my second finish that I just finished last night. So 2 finishes. Where am I putting this one? 2 finishes. So that's exciting. There, so the stuff doesn't fall all over the place. I just have so much. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead here because I've got, it's a 2-chair day. Stuff spread over 2 chairs next to me. So what I want to show you is while we were gone, a few things came in, and I did go to 2 shops while I was gone, and I did get some things that arrived while before I left, but it was after I taped my floss tube. So I did join Stitch Folk, and that's Barry, who does the wonderful project bags. I did join that. So I'll be getting 1 a quarter. So here's the first one. Look at this beautiful, beautiful fabric. And my neighbor just decided to fire up a chainsaw. Hopefully it doesn't continue, and hopefully you can't hear it too much. And she also sent this little satchel filled with lavender. I wish you could smell it. Oh, it's wonderful. And a thread bed, all with matching fabric. So that came. So I haven't decided what to put in it yet, but I'm really excited to get that. It's so pretty. Now, before I go further, I want to show you my book of days, which I did make into, you know, with a spiral binding, took that to Kinko's. And I did sticker it up. Mostly what I do in here is write when I finish something, write what I do each day as far as stitching. While we were gone, I did kind of write down when we had rainy days or cold days, when I met Ellen, when I went to the stitch groups, things like that. So here's my January. And then February, I have a few stickers in it, wrote my finishes. But what I also did, added some extra pages. I know I'm all over the place here. Added some extra pages. So I have starts, which I haven't done a start yet this year. I know we're only 4 weeks in, but no starts, 2 finishes. And then also wrote down, well, here's my 2 finishes. And wrote down all of my whips. And last year, starting the year, I had 22 whips. This year I have 14. So that's good, because my focus is to finish 1 or 2 before I start something new. We'll see how that goes. And apparently, I've also fallen in the habit of finishing before I start something, but kitting up about a dozen. But you see all the things I've kitted up. Actually, I gotta live to be 1,000, I guess. So here's my whips for starting this year. And I'll keep adding in there, but 14. So that's pretty good, down from 22. So I had, what is it I counted? Might have miscounted, but 8 last year and 2 this year already finishes. And most of them are fully finishes, not all, but most. And, oh, I can't show you my whip basket. I was going to just hold it up, but everything's piled around it. So let me show you, because I did visit a couple of shops while I was gone and did place some orders too. I went over to Brick City and enjoyed my visit there. That's in Ocala, which was about 45 minutes from where we were staying. And I also went up to Gainesville, which was about an hour and a half, and visited Victorian Rose. So I picked up some charts, picked up some linen, and then also kitted a few things. So I just want to show you. Let me get here. And some of the charts I found at Victorian Rose were new to me. Then I also placed some orders. Let me get it here. All right, so, and some of them you've seen, probably most of them you've seen. This one is fairly new. I know a lot of people are working on it. I didn't kit this up, but I did want to have it. This is by Kathy Barrick, North Pole. Love that one. Started to kit it, and then I decided, no, I would wait to kit that. This is In the Pines by Scarlet Letter, and this is 2014, so this is an older one. but I just love that. And if you're a quilter, see the little quilts? So that's called In the Pines by Scarlet House. And I think I got this one at Victorian Rose. Also picked up by Plum Street, Mini Moon. And I think this one is newer. I was looking for a copyright. Yeah, this is last year. So cute. So picked that up. Did not kit that yet, but I love the rabbit with the flag jumping over the house. And this one, Christmas Mini Moon, and this is 2022, so this is newer. And again, it's got the rabbit, a moon, a house. Love that one. Well, of course, it has a moon. It's called Mini Moon. Okay. I've had coffee this morning. Then I also picked up Emma Stiles, and this is by Victorian Rose Needle Arts. You might be able to get it online other places, but I know they have it there. This, I actually saw the model there. It's beautiful. So let me back up so you can see the title. Emma Stiles, 1869. So I did not kit that one yet, but I thought that was so pretty. I love the house. It's got the berry basket, different flowers, some little dogs down here. Let me hold that. There you go. So I got that one. And this one, there's some that I picked up and kitted. This one is by Lottie Da. It's called Peace House. I'm going to get that because I actually fully kitted this one. And I'm not sure if this is older, but I guess I just love houses and rabbits because this says peace to all who enter, and it's got a house and a rabbit. And I'm going to do this, I think, 1/1. So this one and why did I decide that when I just said I wasn't going to do 1/1 with packed houses? I don't know why I said that. The model was stitched on 30 count. So I might be doing 1/2. But this is Cookie Dough Lugana. And it doesn't have many colors. Here are the colors. So let me hold that up. Kind of subdued colors, but pretty. It almost looked on the cover like there was a red, but it's more of a reddish brown. So I picked that one up. I just thought that was really pretty. And have the linen. And one nice thing that Brick City does is because they cut it to the size I needed and then serged it and then put what it was for on there. Great customer service, because now when I go back later, I don't say, what was this for? What did I get it for? It's written right on it. So let me see. I'm going to try to put these things so I can pick them up later. This one is Blackbird, and I'm not sure if it's newer or older, and I just haven't seen it. Those of you that have been stitching a long time know the answer to that. You could put it in the comments. This is Linda Cogan, Linda R. Cogan. But again, I love the kind of spaced out motifs on that. And I think that one called for, let me see, I did kit this one. 36 count oatmeal by Fiber on a Whim. Let's see what I chose. Because I don't remember. It was a frenzy picking the kitting at when I went to Brick City, because I didn't have any of my stash with me. And it's like, okay, I'm going to kit a couple of things. I decided to do this one over one because of the spaced out design. And this one is done on 28 count Lugana. Cyprum. Yes, look at that color. Oh, that's pretty. And here are the called for. Oh, this is stunning. Look at that. All right, I need to fold this better so you can see it. There, look at that. Oh, that's pretty. I mean, the cover does not do those colors justice. It's just, look at those. There's a cream, a couple greens, a pink, a red. So I'm excited about that one. That's a good shot right there. So I did get that one all kitted. And then when am I going to start it? I don't know. We'll talk about that in a minute because I sure have a lot of stuff kitted. And I'm trying to keep my whips down. We'll see. Also, subscribe to if I want to do it. I'm just going to do it. That's all. You know, stitching's fun, and I don't want too many rules, but I also don't want to be stressed out about too many whips, so it's a delicate balance. But this is the other one, and this is by Shakespeare's Peddler, and it's called Oh. And it says, oh, there's no place like home for the holidays. And I love this. This is 2020. I did get this at Victorian Rose, and I'm sure Teresa at Kitten Stitches will have this, and I did kit this one. I kitted a few because I thought, oh, if I finish Live on Little while I'm here, then I can start something new, but I didn't finish it till we just about left, so I did not do any new starts there. I decided to do this on 40 count Newcastle Platinum. So this will be 1/2, and here are the colors. Weeks, and looks like Classic Colorworks, or is it Gentle Arts? Yep, Gentle Arts. All right, I'm going to wind this up so you can see the colors. So that one is, oh, there's no place like home for the holidays. I just love that. I guess I'm a sucker for a big house. And look at the little wreaths, and there's some pine trees. And I just love this one. But that's the problem. I love all this stuff. So when am I going to start? This one, a couple more that I kitted while I was gone, or at, that I picked up things either at Victorian Rose or Brick City, or a combination of both. This one is, and I'm sorry for the crinkling, I'm just trying to keep all these things organized. This is Peppermint and Pine. This is new last year. Brenda Juvet with Thy Needle and Thread. I should take the price tag off. Yeah, I can't do it, sorry. I love those birds. There's a couple, are those both owls? And a cardinal. So I picked up 3 pieces of Vintage Country Mocha. And here are the colors. Again, beautiful colors. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, here it is. So I've got that. And for some reason I have DMC in here. Those might go with it, and I just don't have them on the ring. I just wanted to keep it all together so I didn't mix up who was what or what was where. And one more that I picked up. I think this is it while I was gone, and I'll show you what I ordered. I need to take more stuff with me next time, so I don't feel like I have to order so much. I don't know. This is Scarlet House Patriotic Scissor Pocket, and oh, is this pretty. I just saw somebody finish this. Might have been Tara. She didn't just finish it. She was showing, she did a, it wasn't part of the designer showcase. Anyway, I think it was Tara maybe that finished this. If not, she did something that looked similar. And it might have been Scarlet House. But anyway, this is Patriotic Scissor Pocket, Scarlet House. And this is, what did I pick up? Newcastle. So I have 3 separate pieces for each of the things in here, because there's a, let's see, what is there? There's a fob. All right, there's a pillow, and there's a pocket. So Let me hold that up. Now, what did I say it was? Newcastle Heartland. So here are the colors. I should show it on a bigger piece. That looks good. There we go. Colors are gorgeous. So, patriotic scissor pocket. Keep these all together. I know, I keep saying that. I just don't want to clean up and go, where's all this go? And then I'll show you what I just did on something else, so I don't do that. Now, I had won a gift certificate at the Tudor Rose at our Christmas party in December, and it was to the Shepherd's Needle. So this is what I used my gift certificate on. This is Scarlet House, a sampler for all seasons and reversible pin keep. And the verse says, when the weather is hot, rainy, or cold, I look at my chart and stitch as I'm told. The wind may howl, raindrops may fall, I'm in my own world, safe from it all. With colors of thread from every hue, it makes me happy, this much is true. And so there's a house for each season. This might have been, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, this might have been at a retreat, and it's just been released. And this is, I didn't pull the linen for this because it's on a 40 count Steinbeck, and I'm not sure if I have Steinbeck, but I have some things that are similar. But, oh, look at the purple in here. Here's the, isn't that pretty? Look at that purple, I love that. Where's the purple on here? Oh, is it maybe in the flowers? I'll show it to you again. So I got this at Shepherd's Needle and have not pulled linen for it. Let me put those back down in there. So those are the things that I picked up while I was gone. So much here. Okay, let me just show you some of the linen that I picked up. Because I had two things come in from my Fox and Rabbit Club that is with Guy Ron Stitchery. This is 40 count Fox and Rabbit Australian Christmas Bush. And it's kind of a lighter red-orange. It's not really coral. That looks pretty good right there, but it's really pretty. So I got that. It came just after I did my floss tube, and this came, I think this came right when we got back. This is Winter Wren, and it's a deep brown, and oh, it's pretty there. You see it there. So those came in, and then remember when I told you I had placed an order a while ago with Traditional Stitches for Lakeside, and some of it I got right away, and others I'm waiting on. Well, this came in. This is Vintage Light Exemplar. All right, I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to put it up against Vintage Country Mocha so you can see the difference. So this is Vintage Light Exemplar. This is Vintage Country Mocha. So this is gorgeous. It's kind of a camel color with just a touch of a pinkish red. Perfect sampler color. That might work well for that. Seeking Refuge. Have to play with that. And then I picked up at Brick City. This is Picture This Plus Tycro. This is kind of a light, kind of white with just a little bit of gray. I know, I'm making a mess of it there. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I picked it up, set it down, picked it up, set it down, then finally just picked it up again. And my rule is when I pick up something 3 times, then I have to buy it. Because that means I'm interested in it. So that was one. So that's 40 count. No, that is, oh, interesting. That's 28 count. So I'm thinking I might do something over 1 on that. Oh, that's why I picked that up. And then something I had ordered with Needle and Flax when they did their pre-order. Picked up a couple things there. I picked up more of Sleeping Bear because that's like the perfect sampler color linen. I picked up a yard. I picked up Fat Quarter a while ago and loved it so much I went ahead and ordered a yard. So there it is. And then she has 2 new colors. Rachel has such pretty things. This is Mackinac Fudge, and this is 40 count. It's a lighter brown. So here it is against Vintage Country Mocha, so you can see the shade. So that just came, and I picked one more up. I got 40 count Farley, which I believe is a new one for her. I think Mackinac Island, or Mackinac Fudge and Farley are new. And so here it is again, another perfect sampler color. This is against Vintage Country Mocha. You can see it's just a little lighter. Just perfect. Oh, it's pretty. I wonder how it looks against, hold on. Oh, can you get it? I want to see how it looks against Vintage Exemplar. So it's not Vintage Light Exemplar. This is Vintage Exemplar. This is Farley. Okay, this is a little darker, but similar tones. I'm going to keep these together. We talked about in one of the other floss tubes about writing on the salvage, the name, the count. I need to start doing that. I've done it a little bit. So that's the linen that I picked up or came in. And where are we at time-wise? 45 minutes. I'll show you a few more things. I might save some. Where did I get this? Now I'm forgetting where I got these things. I did order some Victoria Clayton silk, and I want to show you that. Okay. So I've had this before, and I'm thinking of starting it. This is Every Opening Flower by Brenda Juve. Have not picked the linen yet. It calls for 36 count winter brew, but I did pick up the silk pack, and I've ordered some of those boxes I've showed before, the bobbin boxes, to put this in. They haven't come in yet. So I've got the silk pack ready to go. I just need to get the linen, so that's ready to go. And I also picked up silk pack for this, and did have a comment from Angela mentioned that the Summer Schoolhouse series from Brenda Juve, Lessons in Abracadarian. Did I say that right? So there's lesson 1, lesson 2, and I've had these a while. Lesson 3, lesson 4, and Angela mentioned these, that these are done over 1, I think on 28 count. So when she mentioned that, I thought, that's right, they are, and I've got these. So I went ahead and ordered the silk pack to go with it. So I'm all set. Just need to pick the linen. And the Silver Needle has a cutting guide. And I'm just going to flash it because you can go to their website. And if you want to stitch this in one picture, I don't think you can. You can look at their notes. But this is how you do the cutting guide if you want to do it with a 9" by 55 cut of 28 count. I'm just going to flash it because you need to go to Silver Needle to get this. So I printed that out, and I'll put a link to this cutting guide so you can get that from the Silver Needle. And if you don't have these, sorry for the crinkling, if you don't have these, I'm sure they have them. And look at how pretty these are in a box. So, will I start those soon? I don't know, but it's on the radar. So I did pick up those 2 things. No, I picked up one more from Vicki Clayton. So watching Amy, Mrs. Flossy, and also Diane and Kim, I think it was Kim showed this. This is, I picked this up from Kitten Stitcher. GH 1857. Look at all of the projects in here. So it's a booklet, and oh, I can't show this without, I need to do it this way. I don't want to show that. There's a thread card in there. Let me see if I don't want to show, okay, this is good. It's a booklet. Look at all this goodness in here, and look at the colors. So hold this up. Here's the author. I picked this up at Kitten Stitches. Shakespeare's Peddler, but Kitten Stitcher. And I did get the thread pack from Dickie Clayton. So here's all of the gorgeous silk threads. So that was one thing I bought after watching Amy and Diane and Kim. But I haven't even opened that up to look at all of the goodness in there. Just looking at the cover, so many pretty things. And the other thing I ordered after watching Mrs. Flossy. Nope, it's not that. It's right in front of me. I think it was Kim again doing this. And I know a lot of people are doing, what is it, the Badger or the Unicorn. Well, Kim, I think this is what she showed. Anyway, this is what I ordered from Kitten Stitcher. This is a needlework panel of a fruit tree with 2 animals. This is by the Scarlet Letter. And got that from Kitten Stitcher. And I did go ahead and get some linen. It's all crammed in here. And this is where I ordered a few things from 123 Stitch. And I'm going to show you a mistake. It's not a mistake. Something that was helpful after I did something that's like, oh great, what did I do? But this is 36 count Winter Moon is what I ordered for that panel. And look at all the colors. I put these on the floss drops or floss cards last night, and look at all those. Look at how pretty this is going to be. Can't even wind it. There's so many. Look at all of them. You can do this on anything from 25 count to 40. I don't think there's any specialty stitches. There was once a kit, and they did it on 32 count, but I decided to do it on 36. So those are all the colors, and I decided to do DMC because there's lots of colors, but there it is. Lots of stitching there. But I wanted to show you the card that I used. These are craft tags, and what I did is I used my winder, the wooden winder, so I could cut everything all the same length, and then I taped the DMC label on there so I knew what color it was, so they're all in numerical order. But then I put a picture of it, put it on my scanner, reduced it, put a picture, so when I see all this I don't wonder what it's for, and put the name on the back. So there it is. And these craft tags I got from Amazon. I'll put a link. They come like that. You just punch that hole out, punch that hole out. You can put it on a ring, and I'm just using these wire key rings, and I'll put links to all that. But you get 1,000 of them for not much money, and it really, you know, I love a beautiful floss card, but when I'm doing this many, this works for me. That way I've got them all. So I did that. I think I worked on that, winding all those and getting them ready last night during the meeting, because I could sit and listen and wind it. So there's that I got. Let me set that aside. And I have no idea where this stuff's from. I'll throw that over there. And I did pick up this a while ago. I got this at the attic when I was there a year ago. This is the Scarlet Letter Christmas Tide at Holly House. And the reason I'm showing it to you is I went up to Nashville Needleworks, had to do a bunch of errands up there, and I went ahead and went on in. They're about 45 minutes from me, and I don't get up to that part of, it's South Nashville. I don't get up there that often. So I did errands and went ahead and got all of the MPI silks, and look at those colors. And I think this was the red that was called for, but I liked one that was a little darker, so I went ahead and grabbed that. But there it is. I haven't picked the linen yet. It calls for camouflage, which is not available. So I think we talked about that before, so I'll be looking at my stash to see what to get for that. And let me show you what I did with, I won't say it's a mistake, but I ordered several things from 123 Stitch, and that wasn't a mistake because I love ordering from them, but I had ordered 3 different times. And I usually try to write down what I'm ordering, and I did that while I was in Florida, but then I got lazy and didn't. So when I had the 3 orders come in, one of them just had 3 pieces of linen and some DMC. I didn't have a clue why I got it because I didn't write it down. So the hint I want to show you is this is one of the orders I just made because I needed a couple, I was missing a couple colors from some things I had shown you. So I was getting those so I could be a complete kit. So I wrote down on the order, this goes to this pattern, this goes to this chart, this goes to that chart, these all go together, this linen goes to whatever. That helped me a lot because what I ended up getting, I can't get to it yet. Maybe I can. Okay, let me show you. Here, yes, here it is. So what I ended up, this one order, was getting 3 different linens. This is straw, all 40 count. This is straw. By Weeks, this is Fiber on a Whim Sand. And this is Weeks Cocoa. You can see here's straw, here's cocoa. They're just a little different from each other. And I got some DMC. What to go to? I didn't write it down. And the other things that I ordered, I knew where they went, but that I didn't. And I was very frustrated because I thought, all right, what did I get this for? And all of a sudden it hit me what I ordered it for. I ordered it for Nicola Parkman's new class from Mrs. Parkman's Needlework School. I might have that wrong, but on Hands Across the Sea website, you can order this class. You get the PDF, you get the videos of the overall class, and then the specific videos about the stitches. And I knew I was going to purchase it, but I was going to wait till I got home to purchase it so I could print out the pattern. So here it is. It's from a class that Nicola did a couple of years ago, but she's made it available. It's very reasonable, and you get access to all the videos. It's for a while, till the fall. So I want to get this started pretty soon, but it's got several stitches. But look how pretty that is. And now I remember, oh yeah, I ordered 3 different linens because I wasn't sure which one I was going to do. And I actually think I'm going to do it. This might be what's called for. I'm going to do it on cocoa. So there it is. And those of you that follow me on Instagram, I posted this yesterday and said, what does it go with? This is what it goes with. Margaret Anderson, 1830. Look at all those beautiful colors. And I did the same thing. Here's my tag with the title. I just put it on my scanner, reduced it to 25% so I could make a little tag so I now know what that all goes to. So there it is. So I think I'm going to do that, but I'm going to decide. So I do have straw, sand, and sand, 2 sands, no, okay, let me get it right. Cocoa by Weeks, straw by Weeks, and sand with Fiber on a Whim. And I have several other things I'm thinking of using that kind of color on. So that was my hint that if you place an order, especially if you place several in a row, when you print out your receipt or make a note of it, write down what it is that it's for. And here's another one of the orders. Actually, this is the one I just showed you. This was out, so I made a notice on 123 Stitch to tell me when it came in. This is Kathy Barrick, a winter sampler, which I love that. And I went ahead and ordered the DMC. I haven't pulled any linen for it, but if I have the thread or the floss, then I can lay it on different colored linen to see what I like. So there it is. So that came in, all this came in as soon as we got home, which was exciting and overwhelming all at the same time. I think I picked up this at Victorian Rose. No, I picked this up from Shepherd's Needle. This might be what I got with my door prize. I got one of the Scarlet House. This is Seeking Refuge. I think this is what I got with my door prize. And it says, when the world seems out of control, I find a way to nurture my soul. Seeking refuge with needle and thread, the angst and anxiety I no longer dread. And I think Tanya came out with this in 2020, which is perfect. But there's always something happening in the world that we want to escape from. So stitching, at least for me, is my happy place. So here's the floss called for. It's got some DMC and some Classic Color Works, Weeks, and Gentle Arts. Haven't pulled any linen for that yet. I just put that. So that's what I got with my door prize. The other one I ordered. And the other thing I got with my door prize is, I think it's right down here. This is Teresa Jersey Girl, her beautiful counting pins. So I can't wait to put those in one of my pin cushions. So that was the door prize. I got a couple more things to show and then we'll be finished. Here is the information. If you're going through Ocala and you want to go to Brick City, there it is. They also have a Facebook group, Brick City Stitchers. And okay, 2 more things to show. And then I was gifted some things while I was at the Stitch group, so I'm going to show you. And then we'll be done. I finished Live on Little, and I loved working on that maritime theme so much because it reminded me of the summers we spent in Traverse City at my parents' place. My dad had a little sailboat. We would go out. Wonderful memories. And I think stitching on it just took me back to that place. So I didn't want to lose that. So I decided, and it's like, can I pick something that it doesn't, that's small? Oh no, I'm going to pick something that's really big. I decided to go ahead and get The Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. Love that. And here is, well, here are all the threads. And what I did is, I'll put the link to these as well. You can get a whole pack of them at Amazon. And what I did is I just put these in order because there's 32, I think, colors. So there they are all together. Look at all those colors. And I think, well, I had purchased that sand, but I didn't have enough big enough piece. So I went through my stash and I have this that I got last summer. This is Lakeside Sand Dune. And I think, looking at, I think that's a good match because the pattern called for Vintage Autumn Gold by Lakeside, which I don't even know if you can get anymore. So I think the colors are going to look nice on this sand dune. Yeah, you really can't see, but you get the idea there. So I think I'm going to use the sand dune because I did get a bigger piece of that. So I'm good there. And the other thing I kitted, no, I didn't kit, I purchased. Many of you may have purchased it as well. There's a Facebook group, Homespun Gathering, I think. Let me see. Homespun Needlework, Cross Stitch and Samplers. And this was put together by Julie, and lots of work went into this. Colorado Cross Stitcher is who is kitting it in the US, and Stitcher's Merchant in Australia. You need to be a member of the group to be able to purchase, and it's still available, but I went ahead and purchased. This is giant. This is Charlotte Warrington 1838. It's huge, but oh, it's fun. Look at the lady with the plaid pants under her dress. There's a verse, and there's a choice for verse over 1 or over 2. There's a house, there's animals. I may do work on the whole thing. I may do just parts of it, but what you got in the kit was the whole booklet. And for the US, we got Mason linen, which I am so impressed with this linen. Look at this. This one is sewing box, mid-light. I got 40 count, and it's all packaged here. It's all packaged with tissue paper. It's gorgeous linen. I may have to get some more because it's just beautiful. Here's the colors. I went ahead. I did not get the silk. I got the hand-dyed. And it also came with, and Kathy Ray did this, laser etched little box. And the reason it's cream, so when you lay your threads in there, it looks beautiful. So that just came, and it came quickly after I ordered it. So those are the things, and it's a lot. I got a little overwhelmed when I started opening up packages and laying things out of what I'd purchased while I was gone and what I ordered while I was gone. I was like, okay, you're done for a while. You're done. Let's see if I hold to it. But at one of the stitching groups, they had a giveaway table, and every week in the different groups, people would lay things out, and I picked up a few things that I wanted to show you, and I think then we'll be done, because I think, oh, I didn't show you my whip box. Well, we'll show that another time. This is, I don't know how old this is. Looking at the copyright, some of you may know. This is Lizzie Kate, A Merry Little Christmas. I just thought that was so cute. And then also on the giveaway table, this is that I picked up, Abby Rose Designs. This is Primitive Merry Christmas Pillow. And I think these were things that a wonderful lady named Gail brought, because she was moving, and so she was cleaning out some things. And so several of us picked things up, and I brought some things to different groups to share as well. This is another one I picked up, Teresa Kogut, Believe. Look at that Santa. Love that. This is Shakespeare's Peddler, Anne Womack, 1838. This is a red sampler. Kind of hard to see, but I thought it looked really nice. It's got the alphabet. I don't know if it's a Bristol sampler. I think the verse says, time is always moving on. No, time is always moving on. Time. We soon may say it is gone. Time is fleeting, and we know time at last will disappear. Anne Womack, age 8, 1838. So that's the verse there. This is another one I hadn't seen before. This is needle print. Martha Bradley's Ackworth Sampler and Historical Record. Needle print. And I thought that one, this was a London Foundling Hospital. This is a Quaker. I just thought that was beautiful. So picked that one up. I don't think I can show you the inside. No, I really can't. No, it's all color, the chart. And then this I also picked up, Anne Uffendal, By Hands Across the Sea, and the booklet has also Isabella. So you get both. It's a huge, thick booklet. You can see just how thick it all is. So picked that up. So those were some goodies that I was gifted while we were gone. And what am I going to start? Well, I'll show you real quick. This is my whip basket. I think I have 14 project bags. It was down from 21, and it took up 2 baskets. Now it's down to 1. And I want to keep it to 1 in that basket. So what am I going to start next? I don't know, because I've got all these wonderful things. I might work on Esther some more, but I really think I might start, and where is it? It's probably on the floor here. I might start Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. I'm also working on Houses of Hawk Run Hollow, so I might bring that back out. I'm not sure. I don't know. And I've got Sarah Milthrop over here. That's probably 3/4 of the way done, except for the border. I got a lot to do on the border. I should have been working on the border all along, but I didn't. So, but I don't have much more left on that one either. So I'm not sure, but my focus is to finish, not start something till I finish something, which is going to be tough because a lot of the things in that basket I just showed are big. So I might amend that, but I did finish 2 and have the whips down. So that's good. So anyway, I think that's it. If you're still hanging in with me, thank you for joining me today. I thought I'd have to break this up into 2, but actually I was able to reach everything unless I missed something. So I think we're good there. It's lovely to be back with you. I was thinking this morning as I was getting things ready, I was excited to share everything with you. I had several people message me while I was gone saying, "Are you okay? It's been a while since you've done a floss tube," and we were great. I just kind of focused on enjoying where we were at, stitching, being with stitch groups, being out. Wasn't always sunshiny, and we did have some cold weather, but it was better than we had at home because we had a terrible ice storm while we were gone, and our neighbors were lovely to keep us posted that, you know, everything was okay at the house. So that's it. I will see you in 2 or 3 weeks. I plan on 2, could be 3, probably be 2. There we go. So that's it. 1:13. Yikes, this is going to be a while to upload. Thank you all for joining me. I hope I wasn't too long-winded and didn't overwhelm you with everything. Lovely to be back. I will see you soon, and now I'm going to clean up. Bye, everybody. See you next time. Happy stitching.